Hey guys, JR here, and today we're just going to continue with what happened yesterday with the weed market. I'm just going to take a look at MSOS, the Advisor Shares Pure US Cannabis ETF, and 34% yesterday for a ETF. That's huge. That's a massive move to the upside, and there's potential to see a continuation today because in the pre-market it's trading 6.5% up. Now, the most important is that at the end of the day, someone always knows. So perfectly, take a look at what happened yesterday and the January 19, 15 call 2024, that's the expiration, had an 87% increase in their premium. That means someone made that money. But basically now we know that someone allocated close to $70,000. So they made close to 87% of that $70,000 investment in the short term because they were placing those bets during this week. The most important as well that we can take out of this situation with the ETF is that the January 20 strike 12 for next year, 2023, made close to 200%. So basically at some point yesterday, the high was 290. That means that, again, someone apparently bet close to $100,000 this week in this particular one. So they probably made 100% at least on their money. The most important question is, okay, what do I do now? How can I play this market? So let's go at the charts, take a look at the Hawkeye Trader Tools, and I will start with the daily. The daily shows me one thing. We have the volume and the red dot. You see the red dot right there? Do you see it? Perfect. That means that it's all ultra volume. That means a massive volume. Now, the most important is that the heat map, which indicates momentum now has two green light bars, and the short-term heat map, the momentum in the short term, indicates that this thing is turning. Now, if I look at the big picture, here's the evidence that this actually has a lot of room. Right there, what do we have? This is what we call, believe it or not, right there, this is a bear trap. Why is a bear trap? Because basically you seduce people to short one asset, and then suddenly the very next bar is bullish. That sets a low. You have a sort of double bottom. You trap the bears, and now up you go. So if you decide just to go with shares when the market opens, you potentially have on the table, and I remember potentially because past performance does not indicate future performance, but you have an opportunity to go for a 61% return just buying the ETF, just buying shares and going back to the breakout, because we have 1, 2, 3, and then here you have the retest, and down you go. So that's just to give you an idea what's happening in the sense of the technical analysis, how things unfolded, and where someone actually is making a lot of money. The most important, if then you decide to go for the options, what do we learn from this success case? We learned that you need to buy time. That's very important. You need to buy time when you're investing in cannabis. Cannabis is a little bit like Bitcoin, is something that has a lot of implied volatility. It's not something that we need cannabis to live. I mean, it's not like an EV, it's not like gas, it's not like natural gas to heat your home. So the reality is just, it's one more of those speculative investments. So you have to treat them like it. So I'm going to give you one idea. That idea will be in the description of this video. Very important. Buy yourself time. Now, you think because I'm pointing to the expiration 2024 that you need, that is going to take forever. But listen, those investors, someone bought the 2023. That means that he bought more than 60 days, plus 60 days to expiration. Now, it happened in the short term because now you have that, you have Joe Biden coming all in the media, and everyone's so happy because he basically said federal pardons for simple possession of weed. So that's just a way to understand that there's more upside potential. This is just something that this is the beginning of the news. Someone knew that this will take place. They took advantage. They placed their bets in the US options market, and there you go. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to ride that trend. We're going to buy enough time. And in this case, it looks like it's a lot of time, but it's not, because you only have 12 months in 2023. You have November and December. So that means that we have 14 months to play this particular market, okay? Now, you have to be prepared here, and if you buy 225, be ready to pay also if the whole thing goes down 50%, because we are going to play like the professionals. We are using time as an asset, not as the enemy. So be ready to buy at the market open and be ready to buy if it goes 50%, and that will be your second position. With the second position will be in a way that we can ride this opportunity correctly. And for example, the first one, I will be looking to sell around $8. If we have that continuation, which we know based on the liquidity levels, I will point to those liquidity levels one more time on MSOS. We do know that 25 is not a crazy figure. It's not a crazy figure, especially if you have time, especially if you have all these regulations taking place. So the one thing you have to understand, for example, in a very basic perspective of trading options, the contract high on this one is 1590. Now, I don't think it has to go all the way up to 1590, but we can take probably $8. So remember, buy yourself time. My call in how you can play if you decide to do this is the 25 call, expiration 2024, January 19. It's only 14 months to buy at the opening, and at the same time, you'll have some capital that you will be ready to go with if it goes down 50%. Now, let's just close this video with, once again, the levels. Look at the levels. Bird trap right there. Everyone's shorting. This doesn't work. Boom. Trap. Yesterday, 34% yesterday. So far for the month, 36% on an ETF. That's crazy. That's crazy money. All the way back to the breakout, we have retest. Lower we go, down we go. Now, bird trap, up we go. 61% on the table on this particular ETF. Do I like it? I don't care. We trade the data. The data indicates there's massive opportunity to the upside. If you look at other targets, you have liquidity back on February. You have this big candle all the way. This is the high, this is the body, and we have this liquidity going all the way to $25. Do I think it's a crazy target? Of course it's not, but judging on the evidence that we have so far, well, we're looking for a 90% move to the upside. If this were to happen, you will have enough money to buy all the weed you want and everything else. Buy gas, buy groceries, thanks to the new policies that are taking place in the United States of America. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, on the description of the video, you will have all the information for this contract. And let's not forget, because at the end of the day, the evidence, it's out there. Someone always knows.